नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यान ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, which was included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O Goddess, content in the 18 chapters and showering the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. O son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanu, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Today we start the third adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, the yoga of action. The previous chapter, Sri Krishna had touched a little bit of this particular point of karma. But then with Arjuna's question, the entire discussion, the entire advice of Sri Krishna, it got switched over more on the knowledge part than the karma. And with that particular thing, although Sri Krishna had touched upon this aspect of karma to some extent and then got into a great details of the knowledge aspect of that person with the steady wisdom, the sthita prajna, sthitadhi, samadhista. So this that entire advice, that entire upadesh, it got changed from karma to jnana, to sankhya. What is the way of life of these self-realized people, of the self-realized person, how he walks, how he talks, how he behaves, how one can describe such a person, and the entire thing got into that. Now Arjuna is a bit confused, so he starts raising his doubts. The first two shlokas of Karma Yoga are the doubts expressed by Arjuna. Arjuna uvācha jyāyasī chet karmaṇas matā buddhir janārdana tat kim karmaṇi ghore mam niyojayasi keśhava. Now Arjuna is a bit confused. He says, jyāyasī chet karmaṇah te. Jyāyasī is superior, the one which is the extremely in a higher plane, the superior. Chet, if. Karmaṇah is action. If action is superior, te, matā. You, as te is the, your. Matā, opinion, your thought. Buddhi, knowledge. Arjuna says, O Janardana. Janardana is what Arjuna is referring to Sri Krishna in this first line of the first shloka. Jyāyasī chet karmaṇah te matā buddhi janārdana. O Janardana, as per your thinking, as per your advice from what you have told me in the Sankhya Yoga, if buddhi, the knowledge, the wisdom is superior to karma. Jyāyasī chet karmaṇas matā buddhir janārdana tat kim karmaṇi ghore mam niyojayasi keśhava. O Keshava. Now in the second line, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Keshava. If you think that the knowledge is superior to karma, now this is a very valid question Arjuna is putting to Sri Krishna. If according to you, according to what you have described to me in the Sankhya Yoga, knowledge is the ultimate, understanding, having the knowledge of the Brahman makes the person steady wisdom and all that and all that. If that is so important, if that is so crucial, if that is so very supreme, than doing the karma, tat kim karmaṇi ghore mam niyojayasi keśhava, then why you are putting me into doing this dastardly act of killing people? Tat kim, then why? Karmaṇi ghore mam, this terrible karma, you are getting me engaged in doing this terrible karma, this dastardly act of killing all my own dear and near and dear ones, my swajana. O Keshava, why you are doing this? I told you I am not going to fight. I told you I cannot fight. They are all my near and dear ones. That is what he had told in the first chapter, when he was absolutely, Arjuna was totally despondent. He had fallen on the floor of the chariot. He had just slumped. And then in the second chapter also, he had started talking about how can I kill Bhishma, how can I kill my own people, and all those things. To which Sri Krishna had absolutely, castigated him, saying, from where you have got this unmanliness, O Arjuna, you are so much despondent. Behave like a kshatriya, do your own dharma, perform your own dharma, and go and fight. Give up this unmanliness, stand up, uttishtata, and just fight with the enemy, fight with these evil people who have created such a big trouble for you unrighteously. Now, so, and after that came all that huge, the dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna in the Sankhya Yoga, where initially when Arjuna opposed or expressed his views, why he doesn't want to kill, then Sri Krishna, with a smile on his face, with that beautiful smile on his face, Sri Krishna had told him that great detail. Who is killing whom? Arjuna, you're not going to kill anybody. Then Krishna told him that we are never born, we never die. The real we, the I, the Atman, never born, it's just this body. It is bodies, they come and go, but this Atman which is dwelling inside the bodies, which is the ultimate reality, that nobody can touch. And then Sri Krishna had told that the nature of that Atman. Sri Krishna explained to Arjuna that this entity which is the real entity, which is the real me, the real I, the weapons cannot destroy it. Fire cannot burn it. Water cannot wet it. And even the wind cannot dry it. It is beyond all these changes. It is a changeless, immutable, immovable, permanent entity. It is not temporary. It comes and goes like this body. And then Sri Krishna had told him, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. That, like we discard, we throw away the old clothes, the Atman also, when the body becomes unfit for its use, the body becomes unfit for its use, when Atman perceives this body is not going to take me much further now, it is of no consequence, it is of no use, then he gives up that body looking for a new dress. So that is how Krishna told Arjuna about the process of life and death. Don't pity, don't feel sorry that you are going to kill somebody and all. People, those whom you think you are going to kill, they were never born, they will never die. Neither we, you, me, nobody over here is ever born, is going to ever die, because ultimate reality doesn't get into all these things. And then Sri Krishna had told about this nature of the Atman, and told him that do your duty, do your karma without getting attached to the fruits. Karmaṇyevādhikāraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That also Sri Krishna had told him in the second chapter itself, in the 47th Shloka. That remain unattached. Don't get entrapped into that illusion of attachment. Have no desires. Perform your duty, getting totally desireless. Do your work. Remain in the world. Do whatever you want to do, but don't have any attachments. Don't have any desires. And then you will be able to. And then, when listening to all these words of wisdom, then Arjuna had this doubt, and he raised the question. He says, you are talking about getting rid of desires, being non-attached, having a person who is devoid of, influenced by the pairs of opposites. Sukha dukkha same krutva labha labho jaya jayo. Krishna, you have been telling all these things, such wonderful qualities of a person of wisdom, but how do you describe that person? Tomorrow if I see somebody, how should I know that this person is sthita prajna? And then he had asked this question, sthita prajnasya ka bhasha? And then Sri Krishna, to address that question of Arjuna, he had left the topic of karma slightly aside. And then Sri Krishna got into this great advice, the great sermon of Sankhya Yoga, of how a man of wisdom, a man of steady wisdom, a man of self-realization, a person having realized the ultimate truth, having got ultimate knowledge, the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, how he behaves, what is his description like? And then Sri Krishna has narrated. Now, having heard all that thing about the person with steady wisdom, Arjuna thought that now Krishna is deviating from the importance of karma to importance of knowledge, getting the self-knowledge, getting the Atma Jnana, getting the Brahma Jnana. And Arjuna takes this opportunity. Arjuna still doesn't want to fight. Arjuna still wants to avoid that war, because he still has that delusion, and that delusion is not going to be removed so easily, in spite of such a wonderful teaching of Sri Krishna on the part of knowledge. Arjuna, instead, he takes the benefit of that advice on knowledge, of that Sankhya Yoga, to put forward his doubt again. He uses that knowledge to escape from getting involved in the warfare. Now he asks him, well, Krishna, well, Janardana, if you, according to you, knowledge is so superior even to karma, then, oh Keshava, why the hell you are getting me involved in this dastardly act of engaging in the war? I don't want to do this. I don't want to kill my own people. And that delusion is making Arjuna talk these words, say these words. The Lord made it plain to Arjuna that he was not to abandon his duty for any reason whatsoever. That is what actually came with the Sankhya Yoga initially. Later on, the subject got diverted more on the knowledge aspect when Arjuna raised that doubt. After goading him to action, he next put it to him to convert the bondage creating karma into a bondage breaking karma yoga. And then the Lord's contention that time was actually telling Arjuna, be detached from karma. Do your karma without any attachment to what is going to happen. Whatever has come to your Lord, do it wholeheartedly, sincerely, most dedicatedly. And don't get personally involved in what is going to happen, what is going to be the outcome and all that. Don't get into it. Just with a plain heart, with a pure heart, do your duty as it is the Lord's duty. It is the swadharma, it is your own dharma that you have to do. You cannot escape from it. Somehow that topic got diverted from karma to knowledge. And now again, Arjuna. Arjuna is also a very wonderful disciple for that matter, because he has brought this particular doubt at such a crucial moment that anybody would get into this confusion. That now what is great? Whether karma is great or this Sankhya that Krishna has described, the attainment of Brahmatjnana and having the self-knowledge, Atmatjnana. Between these two now, which is great? According to second Adhyaya, Brahmatjnana is the greatest thing. The Sankhya Yoga is the greatest thing. So most supreme. But then what happens to karma then? So that is the doubt Arjuna has raised, and this is going to be a wonderful topic now. Sri Krishna is going to talk a lot on the Karma Yoga aspect, which was left out in the second chapter after Krishna's verse. Krishna telling Arjuna about karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't ever get attracted. Don't ever get attached to the fruit of the karma. So that is what this discussion is going to be. Arjuna is going to raise one more question, and then Sri Krishna is going to tell us all about Karma Yoga in this chapter. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur.